All right, it is time. Okay, this is how I go up. With 2 straps wrapped around the frame, special way, nice and secure.
Now, once I got this far, I needed to make sure that my dowel pins were lining up and my bolts would line up before I put much more tension on it and much more pressure.
Okay, well this is important here. This has to go in, this line's got to go in when you're halfway up with it. So don't forget to do that. Alright, so it's going in. You always want to make sure it goes in straight. Looks like it's going pretty straight over here. If anything, I could come down with the back, and it needs to scoot over that way. Yeah, like that. Gotta make sure your dowels on the engine are lined up. Those things are I don't know if my camera on my old phone will zoom, focus, but those are the dowels on the engine. Right there in the middle. Got one on each side. Looks like I need to tilt clockwise. Yeah, I do. Alright, now it's time for all my engine transmission bolts, and I'm going to use the bolts to pull it to the engine. I can't really record that, but that's what I'm going to do. These bolts right here, they go same way they came off. I've got one bolt down there already kind of lining me up and pulling me closer. I got up there as far as I could. Got the dowels lined up pretty much, and I gotta make sure the converter slides in and out nice and easy, and it's gonna go in nice and smooth. Okay, got the bottom 2, and I started that one up there, I think underneath the dowel. Yeah, right there. So I'm put some on top and let the top kind of pull it in, and that's gonna do it. Then I'm gonna tighten them. All right, I got all my bolts in all around the bell housing. Now I gotta tighten them, and you really need, like, if you're gonna do this, you really need like 3 feet of extensions. You can do it, you can make by with like 2 maybe, but you'll be squeezing up in the corners here by the back of the transmission. I already started them all by my fingers. Went the wrong direction. Alright, I got it. Made it to the engine, and it gave me a problem because I didn't get the torque converter sealed all the way into the, I didn't get it all the way down into the input shaft and the stator support and all that shit. So that kind of caught me off guard when I was trying to bolt it together. That's what was holding me up, but I had to back them all off, all the bolts to the engine, and then kind of roll it around, and it's seated. Pain in the ass. That's why many of us will pay mechanics to do this kind of stuff, but I don't. I keep that money. Don't forget to screw your brake line bracket and your dipstick bracket up there on top of the engine bolts. Next goes the front cross member, then the exhaust, then the rear cross member. Alright, before putting in the cross member, I find it easier to do your torque converter to flex plate bolts, and then put the cover on, and then put the starter on. So, got my starter, put it on, starter bolts, leave, one, right there, I got the other one around here too. I got the starter in, I got the flex plate bolts all taken care of, tightened up. It's the flex plate opening cover and the starter. Then I put my cross member up at the front control arm rear side. Right there. So now I'm going to put in my exhaust before I can put in the other cross member. Otherwise I'll have to take it back out. So to get this strap, the tension off of it, you're going to put a jack and lift up the transmission, because that cross member holds the back side of the transmission up. So you got to make sure you get everything plugged in. So I got that plugged in, back of the Tecum. I got it, the wire secured. I went ahead and wrapped that because that was like exposed, so I wrapped that with some electric tape. Then over here on this side, got the brake line bracket secured. Got the shift linkage that connects to the shift lever. I got the oil cooler line connected. Everything's connected on the transmission. Everything. So now I can pull this strap out. Got the jack holding it, so just be careful. And now we can put in this rear cross member. I meant the exhaust, but man, my exhaust ain't working out too well. I had to use one of these, which ain't really no good because I don't have a welder. So, and then that does not look very good. It's probably not gonna hold. It's probably gonna come off. Yeah, I think so. But it's good enough for now, I guess. So I'll make something better happen later. I just want to get it on there so I can get it started and see if it's gonna work. So after it was all put together, I went up to the AutoZone nearby and I got something. I don't remember what it was, a couple years ago, you know. And this is gonna be my first, this isn't the first drive away. This is probably like the second takeoff. Here we got going into third gear, fourth gear coming up. You can see it shifts nice and smooth.
I doubt that.
The accelerates really.
It always has.
Alright, so once your transmission's in, before you start driving it, I think I did this before. So after your transmission rebuild, you want to, before you drive it and before you start it, I would suggest to get your scan tool. You need one of these if you're going to rebuild. It's a mid-level scan tool. This one was $179. I got it on Amazon. It's a NT510 Elite, and it's the GM version. You go to the transmission control module, go down to special functions, and you reset the transmission adaptation, which when you push it, it takes you into here. Now once you do that, you just follow the prompts, and I'm not going to do it again because I already did it once, but then you can also reset your transmission oil life. and you can do a lot of things with this scan tool. It's really good. You go into live data. My ignition's off right now, but so it won't really connect to anything.
And that's all the footage I could really find on the reinstallation of the transmission. I've got some other videos where I was in the middle of the transmission rebuild. I found some earlier today, so I'll try to get those uploaded in case any of y'all need them. So hope this is helping y'all. I've gotten some comments from some of you, and it has been helping, so I'm glad. So keep the comments coming if it's helping you. I appreciate it. And like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you later.